Hello everyone, Cambear Run here, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. This is Golgari Elves. So basically the plan is we buff our elves, we flood the field with them, and we completely decimate our opponent. The only downside of this, I only had enough wildcards for 2 copies of Tyvark Hell, so we're a little bit short there, but everything else should be alright. It's got 4 copies of Dusk Wielder, so it's a 1-2 with Boast, so if he's attacked this turn I can play 1 to target opponent, loses 1 life, and I gain 1 life. 4 copies of Elven Bow, so when it enters the battlefield I can pay 2, and I can attach it to a 1-1 Elf Warrior token. When it's attached it gets +1/+2 and has reach, so it gives us a nice little blocker for anything aerial. 4 copies of Jaspera Sentinel. This card is really important because not only does it has reach, but you can tap it for mana, because when it's a tap and untap reach you can tap itself. 3 copies of Elderfang Disciple. It's a little bit out of whack for some of the more traditional elf stuff, but it's quite fun to make your opponent discard a card, and it's a nice 2-drop for 1/1. 4 copies of Heartless Act to destroy creatures. 3 copies of Elvish Wardmaster, so whenever one or more elves enters the battlefield under a control, I get a 1/1 green elf warrior token, and if I pay 7, elves I control get +2/+2 and gain Death Touch. So it's a good way to generate elves and buff them in the end, so turn them into 3/3s when I have enough mana. 3 copies of Wildborn Preserver, quite another important card, another Eldraine card. So it's 2 cost, flash, reach, and whenever another non-human creature has the battlefield under my control, I may pay X. When you do put X, 1/1 counters on Wildborn Preserver. So effectively I can generate elf tokens off Elvish Wardmaster, and if I have extra mana I can pump it into Wildborn Preserver to make it even stronger. 3 copies of Llanowar Visionary to give us extra mana and to give us card draw. 3 copies of Herald King of Skemthar. So it's a menace creature. When it enters the battlefield I can look at the top 5 cards of my library. I can reveal an Elf, Warrior, or Tyvar card from among them and put it into my hand. It's a great way of getting additional elves or getting Tyvar Kell if he appears. 2 copies of Tyvar Kell, an extremely powerful planeswalker, which gives all elves I control have the ability to add black mana. I can put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target elf. When it untaps it gains Death Touch. And create a 1/1 green elf warrior token for practically nothing. So again, if I have Wildborn Preserver on the field, I can put a +1 counter on... I can just create a free elf and then put all the mana into buffing Wildborn Preserver. And then for -6, whenever you cast an elf spell, it gains haste until the end of the turn and you draw 2 cards. So Herald Unites the Elves is the other one. The last one was quite strong. Mill 3 cards. I can put an elf or Tyvar card from my graveyard onto the battlefield. Then I put a +1/+1 counter on each elf I control. And then lastly, whenever an elf I control attacks, I can -1/-1 my opponent's creatures. I can either get rid of their board or kill something incredibly powerful. In terms of land, I've got 10 Swamp, 10 Forest, 2 copies of the Pathway, 2 copies of the Temple. I don't have a full set of Pathways yet, I'm still working towards that. I tested this deck in Play Queue, and it was ridiculous. It was strong, but it suffers from that age-old of a lot of cheap cards which can be dealt with early removal. So we're going to go into the ranked queue, we're going to see how we get on. I have managed to get to almost Gold 3 since we're in a new season. You saw me kind of messing around with the Izzet Giants deck last night. And then we'll see how we get on with it. I did say I was going to stream yesterday, and I did end up getting too tired to do it. I do apologise. I'm going to start putting up the videos a little bit later, and then we'll see if I can get back to streaming at some point. So anyway, let's just get on into the games. That's actually a good curve. So we'll flash in Wildborn Preserver at some point, and then if they try and play anything major, we'll just Heartless Act. Okay. So we'll do here. Boom. That's the Doomscar. So, in anticipation of Doomscar, we're going to play Tyvar Kell.
Of course, I'm hero material. Just come on, we can do this.
Because then we start generating tokens. Come on, just drop Doomscar, you know you want to. Oh no, it was. Admittedly, I just assumed it was Doomscar. Probably not then. Alright. So we'll create a token.
I saved the monster for you.
Probably not the best idea in the world, but yeah, why not? If only these things had haste. Oh, I think they've run out of options anyway. Wave to me, bear. Bear. Wave, bear wave. Yep. That's slightly unfortunate for them. They couldn't really do anything there, but the pressure using the Wildborn Preserver to get the pressure up is really, really, really powerful. Especially with Tyvar Kell, you can just generate elves. So we'll just go on to the next game. Can actually keep that and get us an early Tyvar Tell. So. Jaspera Sentinel into Jaspera Sentinel into. Yeah, it should be fine. Interesting. No, I'm totally going to keep that on the field. So there's a Menace deck then. Tell you what. That's lame.
My name with admiration. Strike like the cosmos serpent.
So I'm going to have to block with the Dusk Wielder, otherwise I'm going to have to take a huge amount of damage. Oh, hang on a minute. Ah, fuck. Yeah, I just lost through fucking... That's on me. Menace. What's the key thing with Menace? That's on me. I totally forgot the Menace is 2 creatures, what Menace does. I just thought, oh, I'll just go and attack it should be fine. What's really annoying is the top deck bloody die tactics to get rid of the Wildborn Preserve. I'm just going to have to deal with that. Anyway, we'll just... we'll play another game. I'm going to try and play a little bit of holdout here, so I can play Elven Bow into Elderfang and then play Lanoir. See if I can get Herald Unites the Elves down quickly. Just have to see how my opponent plays. It's a risky keep because it does seem slow, but it might be alright. That covers my ass a bit, actually. Play the Jaspera Sentinel and so covers, yeah. We'll have to see how... We'll play it by ear. See how it goes. By ear? Right. Oh. Oh. Now that's interesting. That's a foretell. So we've just got another Giant's Amulet. That smells like a counter spell. So I'm not going to risk Harald unites the elves here. No, they poisoned my elf's cup. So I have no elf. Ah. I mean, if they play Blood on the Snow, we've got cards to replace it. Now they've got the Giant's Amulet. I'm assuming they probably got more removal. I mean, they probably got Blood on the Snow, I'm guessing. Oh, how convenient. Wait, no, they just bear a Sentinel, actually. There we go. Ooh, he's a bit touchy. Because he's got Death Touch. Ta-da. Right. Yeah, but like what is your field? Menace, sucker. Don't have massive removal before my +1/+1 counter. Please. Okay. So I'm assuming the card they put on the top of the library will be their board wipe. So I kill it next turn for fun, but... So are you going to attack, or... You're going to sit on whatever cards you have, or... Yeah, they've suddenly... Because even if it's on the top of the library, I get, yeah, they just read the card, I get +1/+1 each turn, and I can just kill them from there. So yeah, they, fair enough. Again, I think it's a case of my opponent not really doing much interaction, but I think managed to get enough elves on the field to compensate, and I had elves in hand even. Yeah, I had like all of this in hand, so. Alright, we'll just move on to the next game. Yeah, we do need some black mana, but we've got enough green cards that should kind of let us last, so should be alright. Play the Wallmaster into the Sentinel, so we can spam some elves up. Like I said, we do need a black mana. There's no black mana. That is. Okay. So we can chump block Yuvo with the elf token. Start actually doing things once we get Herald unites the elves on. Hopefully I won't drop anything more powerful, but... Ooh! That's cheeky. Okay, that's extremely irritating. They just basically takes away the Heartless Act, which I could have really used on Yuvo. At least, well, no, it would have worked actually, because it could have taken him down to, what, 2-1? Yeah, I basically lost here. It just took away my, only chance of fighting back, really. Oh, there's our wild bumpers up. Yeah, these kind of, like, heavy ramp into stuff decks are kind of, like, a huge problem. Play the discarded card. If we survive next turn, I might have a chance. I mean, sure they block the War Master, right? Yep. Yeah, I think I might be dead here regardless. Yeah, I'm dead here regardless. I block it like this. Nope. Yeah, the main thing that I've seen this deck really struggle against is like ridiculously high-powered decks that can get like a 4/4 on the field on like turn 3, because there's a lot of low-cost creatures. We'll just play one more game and then go on with it. Okay, after that I did try and record a couple more games, but it was just all downhill from there. I think this deck in play queue it was fine because you get a lot of people experimenting. But I think this deck, it's got far too many small creatures to survive in ranked. Doesn't help when you do get put against, I think it was about 5 ramp into huge creatures decks in a row. It does have some strengths. If you can go wide quite early on with Elvish Warmaster and Herald unites the Elves, you can actually get way ahead of your opponent in terms of board presence, and eventually you can just overwhelm them. But if you don't get an early Herald unites the Elves or an Elvish Warmaster, or if both of them are removed, it can be a huge problem. So, yeah, I think if I was to rebuild this deck, I'd probably try and get another copy of Tyvar Kell in, replace Elven Bow with something like Canopy Tactician. I was going to craft it until I learned you can get it near the end of the Mastery Pass. So I will probably shelve this deck for the moment, and then probably play it on, like, if I can get to a point where I can get to a point of regularly streaming where I'm not exhausted after the day, and then kind of play this on stream. I was going to stream, as I said, I was going to stream last night, then I just ended up being too exhausted. I'm also going to start, like, uploading my videos later anyway. I might just do a streaming day on kind of Friday, which is the day that I won't be putting up a video. So you'll just have to see how we go with that. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, and if you want to see more, you can always subscribe. I've been Camper Run. Thank you for watching.